we are suggesting that the USASF define the season as August 1st through July 31st. That will go hand in hand with our gym membership that starts August 1st and expires the following year, July 31st. It has no bearing whatsoever on your contracts or your competition season. It is just so that we can say the rules for the next season will start here. Our membership fees will be due here.
International goes a different calendar than United States, so it goes, regular year, January to
Right.
December.
Like Australia, right in the middle of, and October 31st is their final national competition. So this would be, are you saying this would be just for USASF and not IASF?
It can be, yes, that would be determined by, right now, we're saying, in America, we don't have anything, and nowhere do we start. I mean, logistically, how can we?
Jody?
My understanding is that really that's just kind of an administrative deadline. It's really like, okay, our new set of rules will
Right.
start on this date. It's not necessarily, okay, you can't compete until this date or whenever that.
Right, but
competitions and all of that has nothing to do, doesn't have to do with when you pick your teams.
But
An administrative, when we say 10, 11 year, we're defining what dates those actually are.
I understand what you're saying, but that does hugely affect the world. Not worlds, the competition, the world itself, the globe. Because, again, Chino, Australia, New Zealand, that if we start the rules at a certain date, that's right in the middle of their season. So they'd have total rules change right in the middle of their season. So there's things we have to look at.
So would there be a way to streamline it with the age grid so there's not different dates that are being out there just for people's confusion level and all that stuff? I know that the age grid's been discussed on the timing of changing and stuff, but
just kind of talking about that date, I don't know, for the world, would it make more sense to do it in May, right after the World competition? Is World's the end of their season also?
I can tell you why we switched the age division to August 31st. Because we literally had received hundreds of emails, phone calls, and stuff from actual parents. Because on May 31st, and us changing that, you go from, youth to junior, or junior to senior, whatever it was, affected, the kids who have different birthdays. And it didn't coincide with the general idea of the school system. Most schools, it's not like this everywhere, but August 31st for most schools in most states is when they sit. And we didn't, at first we're like, well, that's no big deal. The kid, whatever, it's not that big. Then we found out, yeah, it's huge because not only that, not sharing with our friends, it messes up carpools in your local area. Because this girl's got, her friends go on Tuesday and she goes on Wednesday, so it messed up a lot of things. So we did it so we could be more in tune with the entire country with the dates for the schools.
As you're talking about this, I'm thinking about kids that finish 1 year, and when we're discussing a season, what is a season is defined as. And I know that our tryouts begin in April, and this says through July. I just think it's important that whatever is said is, parents don't look at it and go, well, it says here that this and that, because if we're looking at seasons, and I know it's completely different. But when you define something as a season, everybody looks at it and goes, okay, that's, it means this.
Right.
So, taking kids from one program to another. I tell my children that once they're done with their season, our season, they can go somewhere else. But if we're now making a point as to this is the season, families are going to look at it and go, well, it says here we got to stay here till July. So
then trial season is free agency. You can go when you want, but what if my season doesn't end until May, yours ended 2 months before mine, so it's your free agent time, but my kid's not finished with me, so you need to stay out with the kid.
Exactly.
I feel like if we're really going to legitimize the sport, it can't be a 365 day. Like, there has to be a break. So where Remo's going with this too is, parents are stickly because we all make them sign contracts in our gym. So if I say our season's out August 1st through July 31st, they're going to ask from a payment standpoint, am I in this contract until July 31st? So even though I'm leaving and I'm going to go to another gym, do I still have to pay you and not have to pay them too? And that's going to be a deterrent for them to not want to sign those contracts, and we need them to do that.
Yep.
We need them to be held accountable, even though there's not really any.
It's always the thing of be careful what you ask for, because sometimes if you don't look at the unintended consequences, it's going to come back and bite you in the backside.
John, correct me if I'm going to get on an issue here that's directly related to this. and I think NorCal has this already, that, you know, I have kids that show up at my gym mid-season, I have kids that are at my gym that leave mid-season to other gyms. The fact that they go or they come doesn't really make that big a deal to me, except for that it disrupts the team itself. If you want to be treated like a sport, you want to be treated like an athlete, act like an athlete and act like it's a sport. It's not where you feel like, well, I didn't like the way Jeff looked at me today, and so I'm going over to wherever. So it's just a thought, and it could be just almost like if it doesn't have to be a USASF thing.
All right, guys, I'm telling you, I know you, and I want you to look at it from your own perspective, from your own gym, but you better be careful what you're asking for. You know, they select soccer or baseball or kind of stuff. They're not businesses. You know, those kids leave your gym and you say you can't pick any more up. Be careful. I mean, I have a unique advantage because I don't have a gym anymore. I more look on a kind of a global scale, the industry as a whole, and I'm going, man, if you got people, you know, don't write yourself into a corner. Be careful what you write and what you vote for.